Well, what a scene we have here. There's a real expectant buzz in the stadium, and the players on the pitch are raring to go any minute now. Colours vivid and vibrant, songs loud and proud. The tone for this game is well and truly set. So off we go then. Jim, which player is best equipped for this game?
Yeah, Kylian Mbappe. There's nothing more frightening for a defender when he's running at you at full speed. He gets into his stride so quickly and seems to just glide across the turf. But when the goal's in front of him, he's also got that cool head that's required to pick a spot and finish everything off.
Yeah, the easiest way to make a difference is to score, so no argument there. Alarm. He's found a way, and Del Piero! Oh, nice, just not quite.
Yep, certainly could have been something so much more.
Surlot. Now it's Mbappe. Now that looks a decent ball. Mbappe is onto this. Nedved. So we're still where we started right now. Ambitious ball here. And this is Del Piero. Del Piero climbs up big. Oh, he's been caught on it here. And he shoots! Goal! Oh, the deftness of touch. Received it delightfully and finished it off sumptuously.
Well, I query, Peter, whether he should have been allowed to do that in the first place, but absolutely nothing wrong with the finish.
So we have the first goal.
Well, I think the next 5 to 10 minutes will call for real focus as the opposition will inevitably react.
And it's Xabi Alonso. Now it's Scholes. Yeah, he's pulled him up for that challenge. He's shaping up to have a crack from here.
Yeah, and I think it's a lesson to be learned in not conceding free kicks in this area.
Scholes! Tries to pass it through. João Palhinha. Getting on for a third of the way through the game. Now it's Del Piero. Nedved gets into some space. He has found the way through. Nedved crosses. Wan-Bissaka can get it clear. João Palhinha. Now, what about a counter-attack? Can he get it through? Oh, that's well spotted. And if you have just joined us, still just one goal between them. 1-0 the score. Xabi Alonso. That is a brilliant interception. Mateus. Passing is crisp and sharp. He can run onto that. And this is Nedved. And the finish! And it's in! They are really purring here, and they have extended their lead in the blink of an eye. One sweeping move executed with deadly efficiency.
Just when they thought they may be in at one end, they end up shipping a goal at the other, and it's all due to wonderful counter-attacking. They hardly had time to even...
Chance! Sticks it away! Half-time rapidly approaching. That could be a big one. More or less by himself, as cool as you like.
Well, he always had the measure of the keeper there. Such confidence and composure.
Goes for a shot! Oh, surely that deserved better.
Suarez deserves a lot of credit for his willingness to make those runs. The passers will always have an option with him.
And the first half is done. That was a very watchable and entertaining half of football, and it's fair to say that both teams have played their part. No, well, the pickings certainly have been rich in this first half.
Well, it's a lead that's by no means convincing. The manager can't go too easy on his players here. I think they need to re-establish that focus and try to lift the purpose again. They'll want a good start to the second half.
Very little in it. The score at half-time is 2-1. And if you have just joined us, Chance, surely! It's in! They have done it! They have their equaliser!
Well, they were starting to look more and more threatening, Peter, so this comes as no surprise. The fans here are pretty fired up now.
It was a great finish. He put it away with great poise, dead-eye accuracy.
Yeah, and I think it always looks a bit more dramatic when the frame of the goal plays its part.
This has become one superb game of football.
This is exactly the kind of contest you'd expect when you have so much class from both sides. The next goal is going to be so significant.
Nesta kept aware, and it is reclaimed easily. It's good pressure, good intensity.
Yeah, and they've got to be careful, Peter, that they don't allow their attempt to snuff out the threat now to turn into indiscipline.
Now it's Del Piero.
Colorado Springs really just need to be careful for the next 10 minutes or so, deal with the pressure, and come again.
Chance for a shot! They want to be... Oh, what has happened here? This time, surely! Good try. The outcome could so easily have been different. And reclaimed it in a trice. Vardiol cuts it out. Xavi Alonso knocks it into space. And that's a simple one for the keeper. Hernandez. Here's Rodri. And it's Xavi Alonso. Skillfully cut out. He is so at ease on the ball. Now it's Cruyff. Now it's Del Piero. And he's intervened well there. Scholes. Scholes. Nicely weighted ball.
Concentration levels are very good, and so is the commitment. This game could yet yield a winner.
That has ended up in no man's land. And he's played it back. Couldn't squeeze it through. No, no way through. Still anyone's game this. One moment can decide it.
Listen, the fans haven't given up on this by any means. They still believe it can be won. I think we might be done here, Peter. I don't see there being enough time for them to try again.
And this is Luis Suarez. That's a good ball. That's going to go a long way. Mbappe. And that is as far as it goes. So it does end all square. Inspiration, perspiration, both on show. So bring it on. Hype, expectation, emotion. The game yet to kick off. The excitement already palpable. Well, it looks like a big game, sounds like a big game. Everyone involved is absolutely up for it. So that's got things underway. Jim, you've played in games of this nature. Who can make the difference?
It's little surprise, Peter, that this fella Tonali gets compared to some real legends of the game. The style of play, even his appearance. Yes, he'll be the one expected to take up a deeper role and play make from back there. But I see him as having a lot more than that in his game. His positioning is key. He reads the game particularly well. He's headed for stardom.
He would be the obvious choice, wouldn't he? He certainly has all the right qualities. Skillfully cut out. He is so at ease on the ball. Luis Suarez. And this is Luis Suarez. Tries to pass it through. He's in a good position. Chance for a shot! And it's a goal! The movement so precise, the finish sumptuous.
Yeah, when you're hit on the counter-attack like that, it's like walking into a sucker punch and they're dazed.
So the game's first significant moment, and it's come earlier than perhaps we anticipated. And the shot! And he was there to get a vital touch.
Really anticipated that well, didn't he?
Madrid with their first corner, the first in the game for either side, actually. Zanetti is onto this, and the shot! It's in! A game of thrills, all square in the blinking of an eye!
Well, if ever you want to see a lesson in responding to a deficit, that's it. Their heads didn't drop, and now their chins are up.
That has certainly made things interesting.
Well, I think the players will be buoyed by the fact that they've managed to level things in a hurry. Tails most definitely up now.
Real chance! It's in! And the game is well and truly turned on its head. That really is quite fabulous. All his own doing.
I'm not making any apologies, but I was willing him to supply the finish, and he came up trumps.
Madrid take the lead.
To be expected, Peter. They've gone and stepped it up, something they've been threatening to do and will continue to do by the looks of it.
And it's Tonali. Hullet. Nesta does really well to win the ball there. Adriano. It looked as though that might lead to something quite promising, but it turned out that that was not the case. Oh, important interception. Luis Suarez. Oh, he's going to be disappointed with that. Baresi. And it's Xavi Alonso. Luis Suarez. Threads one in. And here's Dani Olmo. Fernando Torres. Out of play for a goal kick. Adriano can be a real threat inside the box. Nicely weighted ball. Baresi gets good distance on it. Odo. Now he's got space here. Oh, nicely intercepted. Dani Olmo. And the half-time whistle goes. So, engaging and still right on edge. Plenty of signs to suggest this will turn out to be a really good one. And we are up to the break.
Well, give me a moment to get my breath back. What a super half of football. Incident-packed, goals, comebacks, and the match being turned on its head. Which way it's going to go from here, it's anyone's guess.
And the action is back on the way.
Colorado Springs can really do with some bigger names standing up here. At times they didn't even look as if they knew what they were doing.
Cannavaro kept aware, and it is reclaimed easily. Madrid finding their passes. And he shoots! Oh, terrific save from the keeper.
Really looked sharp there, didn't he? That's very well played.
Madrid have their second corner now. Not quite sure who got the final touch, but it will be another corner. Corner number 3 coming up. Guardiola plays it short. Nedved attempts a clearance. And now they can spring out of defence. Nicely shaped ball.
Yeah, I think if that can be repeated, there's a good chance of a goal.
Lam is someone so often referred to as the defender's defender. And it's Tonali. Well, they are still trailing, and they require a change of fortune pretty sharpish. And this is Inzaghi. Filippo Inzaghi plays it in. Bout of passing here, really easy on the eye.
Colorado Springs really are going for it here, Peter. Now it's just a matter of sustaining the effort.
There is an irresistible, irrepressible look about them here.
You know, the interest value in this game might just take off from here.
Well, it is clear to see that he is not at all happy with that.
Well, that's down to a simple miscalculation. No more, no less.
And he cuts out the supply. Nedved. Now it's Luis Suarez. Zanetti. Guardiola. And here's Van Nistelrooy.
I think the message here is quite clear, Peter. They want another one and will seemingly keep going until they get it.
Oh, that pass isn't the best. Tonali. Van Nistelrooy. Well, it didn't look good for a while, but that was brave defending, and they got away with it.
Oh, that's brilliantly defended, though. It looked destined for a goal.
That is ended up in no man's land. And it's Inzaghi. Inzaghi! Goal! They have stolen level at the last! Was there ever any doubt?
Yeah, he always had the measure of the keeper, and there was very little doubt as to how this was going to end up.
So all square with almost no time remaining.
Credit where it's due. This is great attitude. Now, the only question is whether there's enough in the tank to grab another.
He's being urged to shoot. Bergomi. Cruyff.
It's a decent chance to counter-attack.
Luis Suarez ploughing through the middle. And that's that. So it is something for both, but ideal for neither. Both parties having to settle for what... Well, what a scene we have here. There's a real expectant buzz in the stadium, and the players on the pitch are raring to go any minute now. Just listen to that noise. This place is definitely up for it. Let's hope we get a contest worthy of the setting. So it's away we go then.
The midfield three, Peter, I think are going to be key in this lineup because it's a very expansive system.
Yeah, it certainly looks a very front-footed approach.
It is, and with the front three, especially the wide men, running at and beyond the defence, there's going to be an awful lot asked of the midfield. They have to supply those balls.
Great chance! He's delivered all right!
Listen, the big names earn their reputations for precisely the reason we've just seen. They have a habit of making their presence felt, and here we are, early stages. He struck one, and he looks hungry for more.
And a trademark move ends with the inevitable classy finish.
Look, if you want to be effective on the break, then the key element is always pace. That's what really rips defences apart, and it's difficult to find an answer to it when it's applied like that.
So, a breakthrough already. Luis Suarez. No, that's been intercepted. It's a pretty loose pass. Tries from a long way out. Now it's Cristiano Ronaldo. Now, can they get him away? Costa Curta calmly anticipates. Vieira. Well seen. Saw that coming.
That was well played, well stopped.
And he's intervened well there. So just a one early goal to report so far. 1-0 the score. It's Salah! Brilliant! Brilliant! Mohamed Salah! He's got himself an absolute peach. They have grabbed themselves an equaliser.
And that comes as a very welcome relief. Now let's see who's got what it takes to seize the initiative from here.
No space, no problem. You just cannot stop him.
Such a well-worked finish. It looked like he was going to be shut down, but he thrives in situations like that.
That has certainly made things interesting.
This is exactly the kind of contest you'd expect when you have so much class from both sides. The next goal is going to be so significant.
And we have our very first corner. Cleared away. Ribery! And he looked every bit the assured keeper there.
Well, someone's doing his job properly, Peter, that's for sure.
It's their second corner of the game. And he's taking no chances there. And this is Messi. He slings it in. Not pretty, but it gets the job done. Oh, good take in a good area. He's come in hard. And again, the keeper stands strong.
It's a decent chance to counter-attack.
Luis Suarez. Messi. Davids is one of those players who's known for reading the game better than anyone. He's gone for goal! And there is the half-time whistle. Well, the glass is either half full or half empty. Neither side yet truly to impose themselves, and it's level pegging at half-time. That's been a decent 45 minutes. Competitive, certainly, and a goal each. There's the whistle then to start the second half.
Colorado Springs are probably feeling relatively good about themselves, so I don't think the manager has seen anything to change in his halftime team talk.
Pirlo. He won't be happy with that one. Passing is crisp and sharp. Oh, there's a probing ball. And here's Ribery. And this is Luis Suarez. He's had a shot! Oh, wonderful, wonderful Lionel Messi!
Well, what a restart this has been. A top player striking early. The perfect fillip to push on from what was a stunning finish.
Well, how's that for a class finish?
Well, he's a defender's nightmare. You try to send him one way, and he just slips the other.
So we have a breakthrough. Now how will things develop from here?
It's so often...
Real chance! It's a goal! 2 up and in charge, and things are looking pretty good for them now. And he stuck it away as if laser guided.
He had the whole picture in his head, Peter. He didn't even look at the goalkeeper.
And the shot! Oh, the ball's come loose, this time surely! And it's in! Not a defender in sight. He had all the time in the world.
Well, from a defensive perspective, Peter, that's a really poor one to give away. Yes, the movement was very good, but the defence made it way too easy.
This is threatening to become a really good game.
Well, what a difference a goal makes. Now, all of a sudden, it seems the belief is back.
And here's Mohamed Salah, and that's gone loose. So, Jim, is that the manager telling the forwards that they must stay forward for now?
Well, I think he just is concentrating on the shape here, and he wants them to press as high as they can and get in the right position to do that collectively.
Cruyff tries to pass it through. Might be danger here. And the shot! He's scored! What remarkable powers of recovery!
Yeah, and it's very much deserved in the circumstances. In these games, it's so tempting to maybe get a little sorry for yourselves, but there's none of that.
It is a good finish. The odds were against him. Little matter.
Cristiano Ronaldo demonstrated great strength there. I mean, he really had to hold his man off and just create enough room for him to be able to get the shot away. And I think it's just top play.
So, time for changes on both sides, actually. This has become one superb game of football.
To be expected, Peter. They've gone and stepped it up, something they've been threatening to do and will continue to do by the looks of it.
Now it's Bale. That is lovely. Cleared without complication. Hullet charging forward, the ball at his feet.
Don't you just love the level of intensity here? Neither is prepared to back down, and to be honest, that's how it should be.
Shot a goal! It's in! And they're back in front! So smooth. A signature finish.
Yeah, great movement and great use of space to get on the end of the pass, and that pretty much did it.
And it didn't take him long. Just sitting on the bench and waiting moments ago, already he has scored.
That's just as the manager would have seen it, an impact sub.
Well, this is what we've been waiting for.
Yeah, all their effort pays off in the end. It just took that extra bit of dynamism to get them the goal they craved.
Chance, surely! Oh, taken with style! We thought it was over! It's all square once more! How very smart. He just got it right.
Well, so often it comes down to that quality on the final pass, and we've got it here.
And it's Salah. Chance for a shot! Oh, it's in! And that may just do it! More or less by himself, as cool as you like.
Oh, that's excellent composure, because the keeper put as much pressure on as he could by not committing sooner.
And with that, the hat-trick is complete.
And the frightening thing is, Peter, this isn't even a surprise. He thrives in these situations.
And we're done. Well, what a game. Unpredictable to the very end, momentum shifting this way and that. The kind of match, as neutrals, we all love to come and see. How would you sum up what we've witnessed, Jim?
Well, the surprise for me was seeing a team look so feeble in what is usually a strongly protected area, but the centre of their defence looked open and very, very unsafe.
Well, that's it for tonight's match, so it just remains for me to thank Jim Beglin alongside me and to wish you all a very good evening. The noise is just about reaching a crescendo here as these two sides get ready to lock horns. This is football at its finest. Well, it looks like a big game, sounds like a big game. Everyone involved is absolutely up for it. There's the whistle, and here we go. The unmistakable Daniel van Bouten.
One of those players that's been there, done it, got the T-shirt.
And perhaps that's his greatest strength, Jim, his experience.
Certainly one of them, Peter, although for me his all-round game is what impressed most. He's a credible goal threat too, both inside the box and from range.
Yeah, he's got one mighty shot on him. I think it's true to say he once burst a ball while taking a free kick.
I can actually imagine that.
Cristiano Ronaldo. Gattuso. Marseille looking to pass down. Law! Fair attempt, just the wrong outcome.
His reputation is better than what we've just seen.
And it's Rui Costa. Nesta kept his eye on it, and he's there. And here's Cristiano Ronaldo. First quarter of an hour gone. Oh, good read.
That's great positioning. So good from him.
Now, can they get him? It's Cristiano Ronaldo! And again, the keeper stands strong.
Cristiano Ronaldo. Really can't believe it. Foiled by the keeper again.
So it is still 0-0. David De Gea. And he cuts out the supply. And this is Adriano. And he's gone direct here. Adriano. Oh, good spread. Rui Costa can see things others simply cannot. Xavi Alonso. Maldini. Lahm. Lahm charging forward down that flank. Lahm. I think that's a corner. Yes, it is. And we have our very first corner. A header! Good try. The outcome could so easily have been different.
Well, he looks a little annoyed with himself, Peter, but he hit it well enough. Better look next time, maybe.
Rui Costa is the distributor-in-chief, always looking for movers. Great chance! Goal!
And for such a big name in your side to register very close to the break, not only creates a real buzz in your dressing room during the break, but dispirits the opposition too, and sets up a decent chance to go on and finish this game to their liking now.
That is so good, such sharp skills, and such a delicious finish.
Yeah, he gets top marks for that finish. I honestly thought his odds weren't that good.
Referee's had a look, and he's blown his whistle for half-time. There's been no shortage of industry or intent thus far. A little inspiration and inventiveness, perhaps the only things lacking.
Well, for me, Peter, things have never really got going, but at least this will be a good time to reflect and regroup. I can see a few changes coming, because whatever they've been doing, it just hasn't gelled.
And the action is back on the way.
Colorado Springs can really do with some bigger names standing up here. At times they didn't even look as if they knew what they were doing.
Gets his head on it! It's run loose, who's going to get there? And now they can spring out of defence. Marseille finding their passes. Nedved. Nicely weighted ball. And this is Luis Suarez. Oh, it's come loose. Oh, what has happened here? Oh, there's the clearance. Marseille are looking to play on the counter here, aren't they?
Well, I think it's pretty clear they've changed their shape, certainly when defending at least, because they've got to be ready to hit them hard on the counter-attack, and that seems to be the plan.
And it's Luis Suarez. Vieira. Lovely pass, but can he get there? So, Jim, what are you thinking?
Well, the stats are pretty telling here. It's hard to argue with the scoreline when you carry so little threat.
Nedved. Aimed beyond the defence.
They've got to be quick moving this forward.
Lahm. Well, that has not gone well. And they're not going to make any further progress now. The message is clear. None shall pass. Collier. Ribéry. That's good running with the ball. Dealt with nicely by the defence. Nicked it back promptly. That's a lovely, neat pass. Rui Costa. Oh, facing up to his adversary. This is a formidable matchup.
Marseille surely have to be commended for their drive and desire. Most teams would be taking the easier defensive route by now.
Oh, he had to make that, and he did make it.
That's going in strongly.
Now it's Cristiano Ronaldo. Looking to play him in. It is looking like the end. If anything's going to happen, it's got to happen now.
Well, it's looking like too little too late, but they are giving it all they have. I thought it was going to happen then. How many more chances can they realistically expect now?
Now it's Luis Suarez. Rui Costa. No unnecessary risks, and the game is petering out here. So that's it. It is all over. Quite a game, and one that was always on a knife edge until the very final whistle. No shortage of endeavour. Well, what a scene we have here. There's a real expectant buzz in the stadium, and the players on the pitch are raring to go any minute now. Well, the stage is set for a stirring showdown here. The supporters in great voice, and there's a real sense of anticipation in the air. Game on. So it's away we go then. Martin Caceres, Jim. Precious little doubt about what his outstanding qualities are.
Aggression and tenacity, Peter, but there is another side to his game as well. He's got a certain confidence on the ball and he can pick a really telling pass too. That's vital if you're looking to play a patient possession-based game.
Well, that has not gone well. And it's Park Ji-sung. Oh, easy pickings there. That's a good ball. He's gone for goal! Oh, that's magnificent!
As openings go, this is up there. Another magnificent finish from Mr. Magnificent. This could be good, very good.
The movement so precise, the finish sumptuous.
Look, if you want to be effective on the break, then the key element is always pace. That's what really rips defenses apart, and it's difficult to find an answer to it.
Shoots! First quarter of an hour gone.
Well, that's good defense.
It's Luis Suarez! It's in! And once more, we are all square. You score, we score.
Yeah, since going a goal down, they've dug in to produce a really fine spell, which for me deserved that equaliser.
A truly wicked strike, nigh on perfection.
Oh, it was a real beauty, Peter, and while many might have just lashed out at it, he took his time and he put...
That's a foul, no two ways about it. And he is going into that little black book. The player's body language here is a bit grim. It is not looking great at all.
Yeah, he may feign to shoot and just play it into the box.
Oh, smart save. He had plenty to do.
Absolutely terrific. Terrific reflexes. Goalkeeping at its very best.
Searching pass he's played there.
Well, it's a move of great promise, but will it really prove productive?
Cleared without hesitation. Oh, they can break here. Now it's Del Piero. That is a great pick out. Ribery! He scores! And the comeback is complete. And that is fabulous. A true beauty of a goal.
Oh, what a hit, Peter. And there was nothing lucky about it, let me tell you. It was measured. It was simply inch perfect.
So we have a breakthrough. Now how will things develop from here?
Well, they've done the hard part now, Peter. Can they cling on? Or even better, can they get another?
Nedved. Calafiori. Neymar has an approach to the game which is pretty much shoot on sight. And he's in on goal. Half-time coming up, and little doubt as to which of the two sides is the happier. Caceres.
They've got to be quick moving this forward.
And this is Del Piero. And Del Piero! It's loose now and they want to get it back. Oh, that is a nice touch. He gets big! He has done it! Again, in a trice, and they are soaring! Certain, searing, and imperious.
Well, you've always got that threat when he's around. Great movement, and what a great header.
Well, that has changed the dynamic somewhat.
Well, there's only one team in it at the moment, and the question is, will they be happy to sit on this?
And that's it. And that's where we have to end it. From me, Peter Drury, and my co-commentator, Jim Beglin. A very good evening to you all. The noise is just about reaching a crescendo here as these two sides get ready to lock horns. This is football at its finest. Well, the pre-match build-up has been fantastic. Now, the game itself. So it's down to business here. Kaká in the side, just about as box office as it gets.
Yeah, I totally agree. He, in many ways, the blueprint of the modern-day number.
Kaká! They've scored!
Well, once more, it's him. And we can't be surprised because his instinct for doing this is incredible.
A moment that needed composure, and he had plenty of it.
Well, he's a defender's nightmare. You try to send him one way, and he just slips the other.
So the game's first significant moment, and it's come earlier than perhaps we anticipated. Nice interception. His positioning was spot on. Rivaldo thinks about the shot. Luis Suarez.
If they want to counter, they could do with more speed.
Now it's Luis Suarez. It's Luis Suarez! Goal! That is remarkable! All square in a matter of moments.
Yeah, since going a goal down, they've dug in to produce a really fine spell, which for me deserved that equaliser.
One sweeping move executed with deadly efficiency.
Well, it's an example of counter-attacking at its finest. Real cut and thrust.
And that has added a whole new complexion to the game.
Such a big goal, Peter. Just when the opposition thought they could turn the screw, they're back to square one again. The manager will be absolutely delighted with such a response.
Looking to play him in. Oh, that was vital. Barcelona could counter here. He's in a great position here. He's picked his way through. Oh, that's wonderful alertness. Nedved plays the game a step ahead of almost anyone. Midway through the first period, and it's looking quite a game here. Messi. Neither of these two want to come off second best. Well, that defending is unapologetically persistent. It's almost personal, and it had to be. Chiellini makes the interception. Xabi Alonso. Oh, red, nice interception. Rivaldo.
A lot of space here, a real opportunity.
And this is Neymar. Kaká. And he welcomes it in. And the finish! Goal! Barcelona! And they're back in front. Just so calm under pressure, and he managed to fashion a fine finish.
Yeah, he won the jostle, and it was a very good finish, and I think he'll go away feeling pretty good about that one.
Well, this is what we've been waiting for. Approaching half-time and still behind. Can they make something happen now? Couldn't squeeze it through. Bergomi. And that interception was most necessary.
That's great positioning. So good from him.
Oh, the movement is slick. The speed is slippery. Seedorf! And for a moment, time stood still. O'Shea picks it up from the goal kick. And it's Xabi Alonso. Knocks it into space. He's shifting through the gears here. Rivaldo. Messi, a player who needs no introduction. And the first 45 minutes are up. Well, the scoreline at half-time, a fair reflection of things overall, you'd have to say that. There was certainly no lack of effort or endeavour in the first half. And neither side holding back here. It has been quite a half, this.
Well, it's a lead that's by no means convincing. The manager can't go too easy on his players here. I think they need to re-establish that focus and try to lift the purpose again. They'll want a good start to the second half.
And if you have just joined us, well, we've just begun the second period here.
Colorado Springs can really do with some bigger names standing up here. At times they didn't even look as if they knew what they were doing.
Vieira. Xavi Alonso. Rivaldo. Played out towards the right wing. Well, that has not gone well. Driving on and making good progress. Oh, good read.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Vieira. Xavi Alonso. Still they trail and time is ticking away. He's got away. Chiellini did just about enough to come out on top there. Neither party overly willing to compromise. Oh, easy pickings there. And that's a throw-in. Can he get it through? Can he get onto this?
Well, it's definitely the right attitude and application, Peter. They've got to keep pushing.
They're coming again and again.
Well, the question now is whether they can sustain it.
And that's been intercepted.
That was well played, well stopped.
And it's Kaká. Vieira. Now that's well seen too. O'Shea. He won't be happy with that one. Lovely pass. And a chance! And it's in! They've done it again! It is incredible!
Well, this is just incredible. I mean, who would have seen this? Neither manager, I think. It's all happening.
Oh, beautifully dispatched. There was no reaching that.
Just way, way too good, Peter. The keeper was never going to stop it.
So, time for changes on both sides, actually. Quite a thriller this one's become.
Well, I'd happily watch this every week, Peter. This is exactly what you want from a big game.
Kaká. Nesta does well to stand firm and that's a foul. A simple decision for the referee. And he has shown him a yellow card.
Concentration levels are very good, and so is the commitment. This game could yet yield a winner.
For a moment you felt that was going somewhere, but they'll have to go again.
Well, that has caused disappointment to some, unsurprisingly, and disgust to others. What a waste.
Baresi, defending his corner stubbornly, stood up very well to his man.
Well, the box was just so congested there, Peter.
Shapes to shoot! Good try. The outcome could so easily have been different.
All the big boys are set for this. It's like land of the giants in there.
Kaká getting this one clear.
Well, that might be that, Peter. Maybe both sides just going to have to settle for the draw now.
Kaká, whose purpose now is to complete a hat-trick. Oh, he's going to be disappointed with that. Nicely weighted ball. And we're done. So it is something for both, but ideal for neither. Both parties having to settle for what... Well, what a scene we have here. There's a real expectant buzz in the stadium, and the players on the pitch are raring to go any minute now. Well, it looks like a big game, sounds like a big game. Everyone involved is absolutely up for it. So it's down to business here.
Well, Peter, at this stage we often focus on the creative and goal-scoring talent, but I'm going to mention a defender in Lilian Thuram. As good as they come for me, very strong and athletic and competent in every other department you care to mention.
Just about the perfect defensive specimen.
Yeah, and I think often underrated.
And Del Piero! Vinicius Junior. Vinicius Junior. Madrid looking to pass their way through. Del Piero. And it's Lam. Well timed, excellent interception. Eto'o.
It's a decent chance to counter-attack.
Can he get on the end of this? Shapes to shoot! Great build-up. It all deserved a better ending.
Vinicius Junior has every reason to be disappointed after being played in so well. The gaffer won't let him forget that.
Madrid with their first corner, the first in the game for either side, actually. And he's taking no chances there. And now they can spring out of defence. And this is Luis Suarez. Luis Suarez. That is good alertness. Rummenigge chasing after it. And it's Rivaldo. Oh, good ball! And the whistle's gone, presumably for offside. Turns back here, probably the best option. Forwards and with intent. Now that looks a decent ball. Great chance! There it is! Oh, beautifully dispatched. There was no reaching that.
He had the whole picture in his head, Peter. He didn't even look at the goalkeeper.
Madrid are in front now, the game's only goal.
Well, this will present the manager with a few interesting options, Peter. Try sitting on this or push on with the opposition now forced to come out.
Rivaldo.
Just as I thought, Peter, it looks like this is a side that's setting themselves up for a counter-attack.
Yeah, stand by for the early ball, the big one over the top.
Yeah, and those that are up top, Peter, have to be willing to chase. And of course, those in midfield have to be ready now to recycle.
And they have got just the right players for that. Eto'o is the type of player who always likes having a bit of space in front of him. Eto'o goes on a charge down the left. Oh, he had to make that, and he did make it. Vieira. And this is tries a shot! Lam. Cruyff. Now it's Luis Suarez. Can he get it through? Back into the middle. That's going to go a long way. Del Piero is flagged offside. And there's the end of the first half. Well, it's certainly simmered along nicely so far. Just the one goal in it, and it's all still very much up for grabs.
It's a dressing room that needs rousing at half-time because, in truth, they've not really been at it so far. If the pep talk works, we may see a very different side second half. We need to.
Here we go again.
Well, I think in these circumstances, it's all about how to adjust the balance of your team. I mean, you want to get back in it as soon as possible, but without leaving yourself too open.
Tries to play it through. Oh, that's a foul in a dangerous area. And he is going into that little black book. This looks like a more than decent chance to strike. Great chance here to level it up. Oh, lots on that one, but he couldn't find the target. Oh, he's burst through. Good running, strong and purposeful. It's loose, and there's a race for the ball. Oh, he's been caught on it here. Great ball, and he's Nedved! Oh, it's hit the post. Has another go. And for a moment, time stood still. Madrid are looking to go forward now. Calafiori picks it up from the goal kick. Oh, that's a key interception. Eto'o. And they're back on the ball again. Now it's Vinicius Junior. There's a beautiful simplicity about this contest. Willing running on one side, dogged defence on the other. Well, there is a look that says it all. A piercing stare.
Well, that's down to a simple miscalculation. No more, no less.
Vinicius Junior receives it in a good position here. So, Jim, what are you thinking?
Well, there'll be no accusations of a lack of effort. They're giving as good as they get when it comes to chances.
And that interception was most necessary.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Rummenigge wriggles his way through. The ball has bounced. Oh, what has happened here? Shot goal! Sticks it away! And there's the goal they've been looking for. That was a given. It always was.
Yeah, it's mystifying that a player of his talent wasn't picked up sooner, and he picked them off instead.
Madrid are sitting pretty, 2-0 up.
Well, with this kind of authority, Peter, why not push on and totally kill this off?
Looking for the run. Eto'o. It's good pressure, good intensity.
Yeah, and if they're going to try and stop him in this fashion, Peter, they're going to really test the referee's patience from here.
And he's made sure that's not getting through. Oh, he's going to be pulled back for that one. And the referee has shown him a yellow card. The final 5 minutes. Busquets. Dembele. Oh, it's a promising build-up. There's plenty of really nice passing. Guti. Cruyff. And it's Guti. Bellingham. Eto'o. 4 extra minutes added on. And no, that was never going to make it. He's in a great position here. Pinches it off him. And that will be the final act. A performance of perspiration, work rate, grit. Well, what a scene we have here. There's a real expectant buzz in the stadium, and the players on the pitch are raring to go any minute now. Expectations and decibels both rising fast here. Things are heating up, and we'll be getting underway very soon. So it's away we go then. Now then, this man really is a legend, perhaps the legend, a revolutionary, the father of a philosophy. He is, of course, Jim, Johan Cruyff.
We'd have no total football without him, Peter. No tiki-taka either.
One of the best of all time. Some say the best, and certainly one of the most influential.
Without a doubt, pure class.
Vieira. Botafogo with their first corner, the first in the game for either side, actually. Corner number 2 then. Not quite sure who got the final touch, but it will be another corner. So, third corner of the game. Cruyff is there, and he can get that clear. And it's Lahm. Lovely bit of skill. Well, the defence just about came out on top, but they were certainly tested. That's an imaginative pass. Oh, important interception. Well, the idea was a good one. The execution of it, not quite so.
Clearly is miffed, having made the run and not get picked out.
Lahm made a surge from fullback, as it turned out unsuccessfully. Olise, cross to the back post. Well, that's pretty clear, it is a foul.
Well, I think the alternative was to stand there and do nothing while he tried to score, and obviously he's not going to allow that, Peter, is he?
Well, this may not be the kindest angle for a direct hit. They're taking a moment to consider their options. Bergomi gets rid without sophistication. And here's Elise. Bumps him off it and wins back the ball. Oh, now here's an interesting matchup. Maldini did just about enough to come out on top there. Neither party overly willing to compromise. Out towards the flank. So it is still 0-0. Lahm. Strong running down that left flank. Well, it's a look of bewilderment. His touch deserted him at the key moment.
Well, I think that might well put him off watching tonight's highlights.
And it's Cruyff. Zanetti. Ribery is someone who's always looking to catch the eye with his trickery. Well, I'm not sure how the stats look in terms of expected goals, but nothing actual has materialised so far. Xabi Alonso. Can he get on the end of this? Adriano. It's Adriano! Intercepts the throw. That's well read. Olise is always looking to play quality balls. He's shifting through the gears here. That's a risky ball, you've got to say. He's found a way through. And he's... Oh, what a climb! Goal! Barcelona! Deep into first half stoppage time. And the first 45 minutes are up. So a steady, solid and more than satisfactory first half. They've got the lead and that gives them something to build on after the break.
Well, for me, Peter, things have never really got going, but at least this will be a good time to reflect and regroup. I can see a few changes coming because whatever they've been doing, it just hasn't gelled.
And the second half gets underway.
Well, I think in these circumstances, it's all about how to adjust the balance of your team. I mean, you want to get back in it as soon as possible, but without leaving yourself too open.
And smartly reclaimed. Can he get it through? Collar! Now, can they get him away? Botafogo come out this half somewhat altered.
Well, I'm assuming that this is going to end up as a tactical change, Peter.
Oh, great header! He scored! And this is getting better and better. Spectacular header. He really flung himself at that.
He had a decision to make and he got it bang on. You can't beat a diving header.
And it didn't take him long. Just sitting on the bench and waiting moments ago, already he has scored.
That's just as the manager would have seen it, an impact sub.
So, time for changes on both sides, actually. Things starting to look very comfortable.
Well, with this kind of authority, Peter, why not push on and totally kill this off?
Tries to pass it through. Alarm. Barcelona appear to be happy to let their front players stay up front all the time.
Well, it's signalling to the opposition that they're setting themselves up for the counter-attack. It's plain and simple.
Corner number 4 coming up here. Up he goes! They've done it! Back within one! They have them in their sights again! A wonderful delivery, and all it needed was a touch.
He did so well there, attacking the ball the way he did. He got a strong forehead behind that one.
We have got ourselves a game here.
Oh, we have a very different game on our hands now, all of a sudden. This one's totally up for grabs. Well, height could make all the difference on these set pieces.
Cruyff clears it away. And now a sudden chance to counter. Botafogo perhaps wondering what the best time is for their next substitution. And here's Bale. Lovely pass, but can he get there? That is good pressure, just hounded him off it. There's some great running on show here, but ultimately there was no way through. Turns and goes back.
They need to play this quicker in transitions like this.
Plays a sharp little ball here. He's in a great position here. That looks a good cross. And the keeper gets his hands on it.
I think the message here is quite clear, Peter. They want another one and will seemingly keep going until they get it.
And it's Cruyff. And reclaimed it in a trice. Aimed beyond the defence. Climbs up big! Crossbar comes to the rescue. They want to be quick to recover this. That's a decent clearance.
Botafogo really don't have a choice now. They just have to throw everything forward and give themselves a chance to draw level.
Cruyff. Vieira does really well to win the ball there. Oh, he's going to be disappointed with that. Ribery. And that is it. The referee has seen enough. Well, that was intense and enjoyable contest that either could... Well, what a sight this is. The colour, the choreography, the camaraderie. The fans have pulled out all the stops to make this a monumental occasion. Well, colour and passion just oozing from the stands here. These fans love their football, and we're about to be dished up a feast of it. And that gets things running. According to what we've been told, this is how it looks. It's a 4-3-3.
Yeah, and the two wide players up front can make the system pretty much succeed or fail. They'll be quite flexible in their creative movement. They like to drift in. At times, they'll mix their game up and keep their width. And of course, they're also expected to track any runs from opposition fullbacks. So they've got quite hard-working jobs. But if they can gain a one-on-one advantage, they can dictate.
Oh, we expected better, and so did he. And here's Sané. And it's Bergkamp. And that's been intercepted.
He read that really well and stopped it. They've got to make this nice and quick.
So a very special reception for the very special Franck Ribéry.
Very true. And I think all of us here are expecting an awful lot from him. He is, as far as I'm concerned, one of the very best.
And Batistuta! Oh, it's come off the upright. Ribéry is a player who's always giving defenders headaches. Adriano. And that's been slipped through. Oh, super ball! Cleared without complication. Botafogo are still to register a shot on target as Adriano! And he has kept it out somehow.
Well, someone's doing his job properly, Peter, that's for sure.
Botafogo with the corner. They're first. He gets big. Firm header just off target.
That's a really decent chance.
And he's straight offside. He's being urged to shoot. Oh, facing up to his adversary. This is a formidable matchup. Oh, that is good. Super running, sharp movement. Came up against a defender, though, who was ever so determined. This looks promising. Griezmann, a player who needs no introduction. And here's Sané. Engages. Chance! He's beaten the keeper, but hit the post. Thuram gets it clear. Still waiting for the game's first breakthrough goal. And it's Ribéry.
Such good technique.
Tries to play it through. Now there's a fine ball. He's found a way through. Well, that defending is unapologetically persistent. It's Luis Suarez! Oh, terrific save from the keeper.
Yeah, he was well placed to deal with that.
Corner number 2 then. And that has earned a reprieve for the time being. Ribéry. Donadoni does well to stand firm and defend it. Bergkamp is the distributor-in-chief, always looking for movers. Ah, that's a fine interception. And the half-time whistle goes. So neither team were able to take the lead, but it certainly hasn't been for the lack of trying. So we are still where we were at the beginning. It is 0-0 at the break. And we're off again.
Botafogo are probably feeling relatively good about themselves, so I don't think the manager has seen anything to change in his halftime team talk.
He climbs up big! Firm header just off target.
And he did so well to get himself there. What a good effort.
That has been cut short. Botafogo do appear to have made a half-time change.
Well, we're certainly going to see it.
Ribery! Oh, he's been caught on it here. And he whips it in. Courtois claims it safe hands. And he's had it nicked away. And here's Suarez. Rijkaard, defending his corner stubbornly, stood up very well to his man. Xavi Alonso. Oh, well played. That has snuffed out the danger. And no, that is pretty much the end of that. And this is Adriano! It's a carbon copy of the previous miss.
Botafogo really have stepped it up now. They could have been a bit more greedy and forced the issue.
Oh, he's been caught napping! And a chance! He's got a goal! And finally, he has breathed life into the game! And that really is so impressive.
Yeah, and having the thrust to get there is one thing, having the composure to score is another.
So, time for changes on both sides, actually. So the first moment of real significance.
Look, you can't deny that it's a blow, but this game is far from unsalvageable.
And here's Pato. It's Bale! And they've got rid. So, Jim, is that the manager telling the forwards that they must stay forward for now?
Well, I think he just is concentrating on the shape here, and he wants them to press as high as they can and get in the right position to do that collectively.
Now it's Sané. Well read, nice interception.
I think the message here is quite clear, Peter. They want another one and will seemingly keep going until they get it. That's just playing it safe and simple.
Searching pass he's played there. Well, the idea was a good one. The execution of it, not quite so.
He made it look a bit predictable.
And it's Sané. Comes under pressure and it's come loose. Now it's Pato. Bastoni promptly onto that, and that is that. Well seen. Saw that coming.
That's great positioning. So good from him.
Lam. Guti. And claimed it back swiftly. Confirmation. And that is it. The referee has seen enough. Well, that was tense. The two parties separated by the game's only... So welcome one and all to a picturesque evening here. A clear night, all the ingredients for a showcase game that the passionate crowd demands. I'm your commentator, Peter Drury, and providing his unique brand of expert analysis, here's Jim Beglin.
Well, thanks for that, Peter. I'm more than ready to get going here.
Well, the pre-match build-up has been fantastic. Now, the game itself. We have already started here. Chance! Harmlessly behind.
I think that's just more proof that this team is very comfortable playing on the break. They're really swift.
Nedved. And here's Pato, and he's surging through. Well, the defence proved infallible then, but that won't be the last they'll see of him. And it's made its way to it. Shapes to shoot! Searching pass he's played there. De Ligt promptly onto that, and that is that. So it is still 0-0. Tries to pass it through. Oh, it's a nice idea, but the execution was lacking. And this is Messi. Oh, that Messi! It's in! The movement so precise, the finish sumptuous.
Yeah, when you're hit on the counter-attack like that, it's like walking into a sucker punch, and they're dazed.
So the first goal of the game.
It's so often the case with goal scorers, little influence, and all of a sudden, bang.
Bergomi is a perfect combination of brain and brawn. And it's Messi. And he's had it nicked away. That's been cut out, well played. Great vision. Lahm receives it in a wide position. Well, the counter-attack will come to nothing because that is an errant touch.
Pity that, because it had a decent chance of progressing.
Messi. Hernandez gets over and intercepts. Tries to play it through. Messi receives. And Messi! Oh, full marks for that effort.
Yep, certainly could have been something so much more.
Thuram gathers from the goal kick. And it's Messi. And this is Pato. And it's Pato! Superb from Pato! A finish right from the top draw. And they're at it again in double quick time. You just know there is no stopping that.
And I think he's even surprised himself, Peter, in how well he caught that.
Things starting to look very... And Messi! Oh, that was wicked, a truly wicked effort.
He actually looks pretty annoyed with himself there. He's usually better than that.
De Bruyne. Out to the right. Kvaratskhelia. Lovely bit of skill. Bergomi defending his corner stubbornly. Oh, smashing header! He's got a goal! Half-time rapidly approaching. That could be a big one. It was a great header. The invitation was irresistible and the finish unerring.
He did so well there, attacking the ball the way he did. He got a strong forehead behind that one.
Trabzonspor get themselves back into contention.
Well, there's a real sense that the momentum has shifted here, Peter, and the crowd are reacting to that now.
He's gone for goal. Keeper is right behind it.
Well, at least he's not short on confidence. Trying from that sort of distance, why not?
And he's managed to get free. Cruyff. Decent chance! And it's in! And there we have it, the 2-goal cushion. The lightness of step, the sharpness of movement, the certainty of finish. Up. And that'll be the last act of the first half.
Well, Peter, I think the score is a fair reflection of what we've witnessed so far, and that being good movement in both midfield and indeed up front. If those players, I think, can carry on where they left off after the break, they should impose themselves even more, and probably only one result coming here.
Well, that has been a goal-blessed half. It is 3-1. There's the start of the second half. Vinicius Junior goes looking wide. Nicely shaped cross. Nedved. Now it's Cruyff. De Ligt. And Hernandez. Trabzonspor looking to pass their way through. Messi, very much a man of this moment. Oh, super chance! Oh, how good is he? About as smooth as it gets. And they are tearing the opposition apart here. Simply breathtaking stuff. Well, was he ever going to miss that? Of course he wasn't.
And the first thing he's going to do here, Peter, is thank his teammate for the pass. It put it on a plate for him.
Shoots! Messi! Oh, that is beautiful! Sumptuous finish, an absolute joy! Results no longer in doubt. It's just about how many. Oh, one moment you're in possession, the next you're picking the ball out of your own net. That one will sting.
It's just sloppy to lose the ball like that, Peter.
Big chance! Mbappe. That's an imaginative pass. Thuram, a man never lacking in drive or determination. Neatly clipped, and this is chance, surely! A reprieve, albeit perhaps momentary. Ronaldinho. Well, quality clearly deserted him at the crucial moment.
Encouraged the pass with an intelligent run, but the pass just lacked pace.
Now it's Messi. Played out to the left flank. That's a sharp pass. Messi. That has been slung wide. Messi was alert to the possibilities, but in the end it's fruitless. Oh, good spread. Cross goes in there. Gets his head on it! Decent chance. That is a fine delivery.
Colorado Springs certainly looks sharp there. They're very well drilled in this art of counter-attacking.
And we have our very first corner. Up he goes! And it's there! They are are getting horribly bullied, and it seems there is plenty more to come.
Well, I think we've reached the point when even damage limitations is no longer an option.
Things looking so easy, almost too easy here. Looking to play him in. And his big chance must be! Oh, that's a foul, and the whistle's gone. The referee's come over. It's a red card. Well, no question, Jim, the referee has seen that as a professional foul.
Well, it's never nice to see something like that, is it? But that's what it says in the letter of the law.
Guti! Well, now it's a race for the ball. Last-ditch defending, but that'll do. That is ended up in no man's land. Passing is crisp and sharp. Oh, that's surely a foul. Free kick. Well, you might think he got off lightly. It is just a verbal warning.
Well, it was deliberate, it was cynical, and you have to understand the frustration of being denied a clear opportunity, but it had to be done.
This certainly looks appetising, well within shooting range. Guti! Oh, it's come loose. Oh, he's kept it out. That's a great save.
A moment to try and place the cherry on the cake.
He rises! And that's wide. Koundé. Thuram kept aware, and it is reclaimed easily. Vieira. Now it's Raul. Spread it left. Ribéry. Ribéry crosses it in.
When it's delivered early like that, defenders just can't get themselves set.
And here's Raul. Ribéry. Collar! It's run loose. Who's going to get there? And that may well be that. That is that. Ah, this is a side which is purring, picture perfect to win. They will relish. The noise is just about reaching a crescendo here as these two sides get ready to lock horns. This is football at its finest. Colours vivid and vibrant, songs loud and proud. The tone for this game is well and truly set. So off we go then. When you think great defenders, you've got to think Cannavaro.
Yeah, well, they don't come much better or bigger in stature. His qualities are obvious, but his winning mentality and cool temperament are all part of a first-class package.
It's everything you want. Nedved takes control of it and he's on the move. Cannavaro did well to emerge with the ball. That's a contest to keep an eye on. And here's Messi. Now it's Del Piero. Del Piero! And he was there to get a vital touch.
I think he's done great there, both reading it and dealing with it.
And no, that was never going to make it. Cafu wins the duel this time. Now it's Del Piero. Looking to play him in. That's really nicely played. Looking for options for movement. Dani Olmo. Neither side yet able to find the net. Nicely worked. Takes a shot! And that has been knocked clear. Oh, that's a... And Messi! Oh, that was a brilliant save.
Really anticipated that well, didn't he?
Vieira. And reclaimed it in a trice. Manchester United applying the press here, a high press.
Yeah, we see this so often these days, but it does demand an awful lot of work rate and, of course, the discipline, because it has to be with everyone. It can't be with one or two. If that starts happening here, it'll just fall away.
Yeah, and there are so much of them, but of course, the returns can be terrific. He won't be happy with that one. Cruyff proves just a little bit too strong. Del Piero! Oh, the ball's run loose here.
He was berating his defence before making the save, and he's at it again now.
Dani Olmo. Can he get it through? Real chance! Goal! Manchester United! That was a given. It always was.
Puskas really can't believe his luck. He was allowed so much room when he should have been boxed in.
A 1-0 lead established.
Listen, when it comes to goals, Peter, in this team, he's always the #1 contender, and he's done it again.
That is a jarring tackle, but apparently nothing wrong with it. And he's intervened well there. Well, the idea was a good one. The execution of it, not quite so.
His teammates are really annoyed with that, you know, and they have every right to be.
Referee's given a throw. And it's Messi. And that is going to be the final action of the first half. So a steady, solid and more than satisfactory first half. They've got the lead and that gives them something to build on after the break.
Well, for me, Peter, things have never really got going, but at least this will be a good time to reflect and regroup. I can see a few...
Del Piero gets through on his own. He's been taken down and the referee has pointed at the spot. And that is a huge moment in the context of the game. Real pressure penalty, this. That is some save from Khan. That is quite remarkable.
You couldn't ask for a better opportunity to equalise, but now he'll feel like the opposition have just scored.
And we have our very first corner. There's the header! Oh, the keeper's done ever so well.
Really looked sharp there, didn't he? That's very well played.
Corner number 2 then. He gets big! Well, that wasn't too dissimilar to the previous attempt.
Oh, they're just unrelenting, Peter. Wave after wave of attacks. Now it's just a matter of making at least one of them count.
Cafu. Baresi. Cannavaro. Nicely aimed pass. Messi. Cafu. Yaya Toure. Is a perfect combination of... And it's been given away. He's picked his way through. Face to face with the... And Messi! It's in! They have done it! They have their equaliser!
And that comes as a very welcome relief. Now let's see who's got what it takes to seize the initiative from here.
That is a diamond of a goal. The planning immaculate, the execution brilliant.
It's almost poetry in motion, Peter, isn't it? The way he wraps his foot round...
Oh, he's been caught on it here. Oh, brilliant save under real pressure. Manchester United are looking to play on the counter here, aren't they?
Well, I think it's pretty clear they've changed their...
Just the keeper to beat! Decent chance! He's done very well to get to that.
Well, someone's doing his job properly, Peter, that's for sure.
Corner number 3 coming up. And that has been cleared. Maldini. Now it's Messi. Cross flung in towards the middle.
Well, that has caused disappointment to some, unsurprisingly, and disgust to others. What a waste.
Now, can they get him away? He's had a shot! And it's in! And the game is well and truly turned on its head. There was no getting to that. No getting to it at all. Expertly done.
He had the whole picture in his head, Peter. He didn't even look at the goalkeeper.
So we have a breakthrough. Now how will things develop from here?
Well, that's really winded the opposition. You can see their manager screaming on the touchline, telling his team to calm down. But they'll need to do that pretty quickly. It's composure from here. They may end up with some regret with this tactic, but you have to admire their commitment to goals.
Cruyff! Oh, taken with style! And surely that does it! Perfect time, decisive strike! That is glorious, as if he picked it up and put it there himself.
And you can see he meant every bit of that, Peter. He had his head up as he went to hit it. He knew his landscape.
So the lead now is 2.
Well, it's been an absolutely fabulous spell for them, and they're starting to look unstoppable. There could be more on the way.
Forlan. That's good play. And the shot! Oh no, that could be a costly miss.
It's a good effort, and you can sense that they're upping the gears. This needs to be sustained now.
Keeper's dealt with that. Out of play for a throw. The final 5 minutes. Oh, what a ball! Oh, he's going to be disappointed with that. And this is Zola. They want to be quick to recover this. Oh, that is superb. A dangerous moment, perfectly dealt with.
Some inspired work, that. It's good that someone knew exactly what they were doing.
Cannavaro kept aware, and it is reclaimed easily. Oh, it's a nice idea, but the execution was lacking. Looking for the run. Lovely feet. Cruyff with the cross. Goes for the header! That's at the end. So the winners, bullish and belligerent after a remarkable collective effort. Fall behind they may have done, but they were having none of that. Well, football is, of course, ultimately just a game, but for the next 2 hours, it might not feel like that. The stadium is full of noise and energy. This certainly matters. Well, the stage is set for a stirring showdown here. The supporters in great voice, and there's a real sense of anticipation in the air. Game on. The action has already started.
Well, Peter, at this stage we often focus on the creative and goal-scoring talent, but I'm going to mention a defender in Lilian Thuram. As good as they come for me, very strong and athletic and competent in every other department you care to mention.
Just about the perfect defensive specimen.
Yeah, and I think often underrated.
And no, that was never going to make it. Xavi Alonso. Lam plays it in. It's a mighty effort! Oh, should really have made more of that.
Yeah, it's very well timed. A delivery like that with the right amount of pace and whip can be a nightmare to defend against.
And here's Cristiano Ronaldo. That's been cut out, well played.
It's a decent chance to counter-attack.
Nedved. Now it's Ribery. Some excellent tackling here, and that one a perfect example. Oh, perfectly measured that. There's the shot! Danger averted for now. And here's Del Piero.
Well, that was well positioned and well pinched. They can't hurt with the...
And Del Piero! Now that has posed a few awkward questions.
Yep, certainly could have been something so much more.
So a third of the match or thereabouts gone, and we still await the first goal. Pass is coming off in quick... Cristiano Ronaldo! Goal, Italy! First blood drawn. A truly wonderful strike, decorated with dip and curl.
And you can see he meant every bit of that, Peter. He had his head up as he went to hit it. He knew his landscape.
So the first moment of real significance.
Look, he's the one everyone expects to put the ball in the net. That's what he's paid to do.
Well, quality clearly deserted him at the crucial moment.
Yeah, he just didn't seem to get enough on the pass, Peter, did he?
Well, there's the clearance. And it's Ribery. Excellent challenge there, uncompromising. Edmilson. Oh, he's going to be disappointed with that. Cleared without hesitation.
Colorado Springs certainly could do with a positive spell for the remainder of this half, just to set the tone for what's to come.
Well, there was an element of promise insofar as they kept the ball well, but they did very little with it. Well, they've got it again. He's found a way through, and he has been fouled there. There could be trouble here, but for now the referee is keeping his cards in his pocket.
Well, I think the alternative was to stand there and do nothing while he tried to score, and obviously he's not going to allow that, Peter, is he?
Half-time nearly with us. They will be desperate. Del Piero! That's a fine save.
Absolutely terrific. Terrific reflexes. Goalkeeping at its very best.
And we have our very first corner. Last-ditch defending, but that'll do. And now a sudden chance to counter. And this is Pele. The pressing's intense, and it's paid off. Vieira. And the referee brings the first half to a close. So a steady, solid and more than satisfactory first half. They've got the lead, and that gives them something to build on after the break.
Yeah, you don't get any points for stating the obvious, Peter, but thankfully this is still very savable. Keep things simple, keep the intensity high, and hope for an early goal. If that happens, it's a game changer.
So we're straight back at it at the start of the second half.
Colorado Springs really need to bring up their intensity and rhythm a notch or two, Peter. Just looked a step too slow on everything.
Neymar. Oh, that's wonderful alertness. Well, he was clearly disappointed with that pass.
Italy clearly didn't help themselves by telegraphing that one. It was always going to be intercepted. Just as I thought, Peter, it looks like this is a side that's setting themselves up for a counter-attack.
Yeah, stand by for the early ball, the big one over the top.
Yeah, and those that are up top, Peter, have to be willing to chase. And of course, those in midfield have to be ready now to recycle.
And they have got just the right players for that. Italy appear to be happy to let their front players stay up front all the time.
Well, it's signalling to the opposition that they're setting themselves up for the counter-attack. It's plain and simple.
Now it's Cristiano Ronaldo. Oh, he's done very well to take that back. Bale. Maldini did just about enough to come out on top there. Neither party overly willing to compromise. It's Luis Suarez! Good counter, had a lot of people worried.
Well, that's the risk you have to take when you're fully committed to attack, Peter. They're going to leave a few areas unattended.
Could be danger here. Xavi Alonso. Ribéry. Ribéry! Oh, it's come off the upright. Cafu with the clearance. Look at the shot, surely! Oh, that could cost them.
Ribéry was already celebrating in his head and probably still can't process how the keeper denied him. What a stop.
This their second corner of the game.
Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
Luis Suarez.
Well, there's plenty to like about this approach. Get your head down, keep battling away, and eventually things might change for you.
And claimed it back swiftly. Welcome to those who have joined us all here on a beautiful, clear evening. The conditions contributing to a fantastic atmosphere in the stands. This really is the place to be. I'm Peter Drury, and joining me here, our expert, Jim Beglin.
Thanks, Peter. Hello, everybody. Ready to see what unfolds in this one now.
Expectations and decibels both rising fast here. Things are heating up, and we'll be getting underway very soon. If you're just joining us, we are already underway. Torres absolutely focused then on the defensive side of his game.
Yeah, listen, we often get critical of a forward's tackle, but that was squeaky clean.
And this is Pato. He's picked his way through. Shot at goal! Oh, it's fallen loose again! He's scored!
Well, once more, it's him. And we can't be surprised because his instinct for doing this is incredible.
And he's only too grateful to capitalise on the keeper's misfortune.
Yeah, his instinct told him that the keeper would struggle to cope with that, so top marks for him following up. I think it's really sharp play, it was well read, and he was a little quicker than everybody else.
So, a breakthrough already. First quarter of an hour gone. Bayer sends that a long way. Now it's Torres.
Colorado Springs really do like their passes from deep, Peter.
Making good use of that quarterback position, aren't they?
Yeah, but this is a system that can only work if you have the players who are willing to run at and beyond the defence. Let's see if these forwards are up for it now.
Pinches it off him. There's a beautiful simplicity about this contest. Willing running on one side, dogged defence on the other. Messi gets flagged offside. Raul. Well, the defence proved infallible then, but that won't be the last they'll see of him. Can he finish? It's run loose. Who's going to get there? Long ball looking to counter. Torres made a good run there. Now it's Pato.
Alexander Pato really was well marshalled there because he was denied the opportunity to turn.
Zanetti. And here's Torres. 1-0 here just before the break, and it looks as though it's going to stay that way for now. And no, that was never going to make it. Howson. Passes coming off in quick succession here. Gets a good foot in there.
Well, that was well positioned and well pinched. They can't hurt with their backs to goal.
Oh, that's fabulous. There's some great running on show here, but ultimately there was no way through. Mateus. And the two sides separated by the game's only breakthrough moment to this point. And the score is 1-0. And the referee brings the first half to a close. A very combative, competitive half with just the one decisive moment. It's been compelling stuff.
Yeah, I like the fact that there was a genuine flow to this game as well as intent. But I can't help feeling that their efforts deserved that little bit more.
Leading 1-0 at the break. And we're underway again. A solitary goal. That has been the crucial difference. And that interception was most necessary.
That was well played, well stopped.
Nedved. Pato goes on a charge down the left. Some excellent tackling here, and that one a perfect example. And the pass is intercepted. Oh, that is a nice touch. And this is Messi. And he's managed to get free. And Messi! Loose ball now, and there's a chase on to retrieve it. Cross into the box. He's got Saul. They've done it! And there's the goal they've been looking for. It was wonderfully efficient.
So well played, Peter. Did a great job keeping sight of the ball. Made a classic move and met it perfectly.
Foul and a free kick in a very dangerous area. Yellow or red? It is red. Looks like he's picked up a bit of a knock from that challenge. Well, Jim, there's only one reason that he would be sent off there. It is the denial of an obvious goal-scoring opportunity.
Yes, sadly he knew...
Nedved! Well, now it's a race for the ball. Quick look. Tato! He will be livid with himself. Both sides then taking this chance to turn to their benches. Xavi Alonso. Vieira. And it's Nedved. Another pass just keeps it ticking over. Rijkaard. Still no way through. The defending here is resolute. Oh, that's a foul. Free kick's been given. There could be trouble here. But for now, the referee is keeping his cards in his pocket. Lahm gets into a good position. He rises! Another header, but again the same outcome.
Maybe they're trying to cash in on this, but someone has to up the quality here, both movement and delivery.
Rijkaard. Oh, he's going to be disappointed with that. Now it's Villa. Excellent challenge there, uncompromising. He's on it, can he get away? Just about up to 75 minutes. Oh, that's really good play on the right. He's driving forward. Now the cross. Gets his head on it! No messing about, just bludgeoned away. Kaka.
That's alert and sharp and very well played.
And this is Griezmann. Knocks it out wide. Ball driven toward... Up he goes! No, not the best of headers. No, he wasn't going to be fooled. And that is as far as they're going to go. Lahm is a perfect combination of brain and brawn. Lahm providing an outlet on that flank. Climbs up big! Relentless! Just relentless! And they are tearing the opposition apart here. Simply breathtaking stuff. One sweeping move executed with deadly efficiency.
Just when they thought they may be in at one end, they end up shipping a goal at the other, and it's all due to wonderful counter-attacking. They hardly had time to even react, and there's only one word to describe that: clinical.
And the referee brings it to a close. Well, that was a shimmering, sizzling, scintillating game. The key characters glittered.